So today is August 7th, which means two things. One, it's a low carb day. Two, it's the first day of school. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you not only through a full day of eating on a low carb day, but I'm also going to take you through a full day or a day in the life of a high school special education teacher. Now, the reason I say good morning is because it is currently this time, 3:25 a.m. Alarm clock went off at 3. I got into my office at about 3:14. Got dressed, and now I am in the gym at 3:25. So my day starts at 3 o'clock every single day, even on school days. So the plan for this video, like I said, is going to be taking you through a full day of eating. Now last week you guys got a full day of eating on a high carb day. Today you're going to get a full day of eating on a low carb day. Plus I'm also going to be hitting a leg workout. So you guys will see highlights of that. Now I already made my pre-workout because when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning you need some type of caffeine. So I got 1 scoop of Megawatt, 1 scoop of Intra-Formance, no carb powder today because, like I said, it is a low carb day, and you will see how low my low carb days are. So anyways, I am on the clock because I have to get to work. I start work at 8:15, but I like to get there at 7:30. So it gives me about 4 hours to do my entire morning routine, eat breakfast, and get to work, shower, all that stuff. So I'm gonna kick it off with my morning routine and then jump straight into my workout. So leg day is officially done. That roughly took me about an hour. So now that I did my morning routine, I did my leg workout. So now that that is all done, I have an hour of cardio. So it is currently 5:20. My goal, if I keep the same schedule as I did last year, as long as I am inside by 6:30, that gives me plenty of time to shower, eat breakfast, and then be out the door by about 7:15. So my goal for this next hour, since it is Monday, I do not have to run today. However, I do have to walk. So I try to do some form of cardio every single day along with a strength or a lifting session. So currently, right now, I'm having 4 run days and then 3 walk days. So walking at an incline. I'm trying to burn some fluff because I got my first DECA event on Sunday. My goal is to be down to 190, and I'm currently weighing it this morning at 197, I think 0.8 or 0.2. Now, I'm not one for like numbers on the scale. The reason why I'm saying 190 is because my last Spartan race, I weighed 190, and I really liked the way I felt and looked. So, although I'm focusing on the number on the scale, the reason why I'm focusing on that number is because I know exactly how I'm gonna look, because I document everything. I'm crazy like that. I have Google Sheets for everything. My weight, my calories, how much I walked, for instance, is what it looks like. Can't really see it because I'm trying to walk and talk at the same time. But basically every morning I log what I did the day prior. So as soon as I wake up, the first thing I log is my weight for that day. And then the next morning I go back and I log my steps, my calories, and then I average it all out on a week and see, that way I could look back on weeks and see, oh, I lost 2 pounds this week on average, I lost a pound. And then I could basically look at the data and then come to a conclusion of why I lost 2 pounds, why I lost a pound. And then I also track, obviously, my cheat meals or cheat days. So the cool thing about these days when all I have to do is walk, it gives me 60 minutes that I call it my fun time. I can do whatever I want. Usually I'm either looking at like workout programs, I know that's not the funnest thing, or I could use this time to catch up on my shows. Like right now I'm trying to catch up on Jack Ryan. I could use it to read, I could use it to watch YouTube videos, but it basically gives me an hour to do what I want to do before I get to my job. Because I know a lot of people when they work, they say like, oh, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time for family, I don't have time for me, I don't have time to read, I don't have time for anything. I'm gonna debunk that myth. I really think you do have time, and you don't make time and you don't find time. You use your time. That's the only difference from an average person and a successful person. The average person will say things like, oh, I don't have time, oh, I can never find time, how do you make time, all that stuff. And successful people, they just utilize their time every single moment. They are very intentional. Like for me, for this next hour, I'm gonna be very intentional about enjoying my time and catching up on things I enjoy doing. It's a great way to set your mind right before you go into your job. And that's what this whole morning routine prior to getting to work is about, fortifying my mind. You saw my personal development, you saw me reading my Bible, you saw me doing my daily devotional, and then while I'm doing that, I'm getting some steps in. So I'm getting endorphins that way. And then once I'm done with that, I get a lifting session in. So by the time it's 5:30, I've been up for two and a half hours, my endorphins are going crazy. But I'm very intentional about everything I do in my morning routine. My only goal while I'm walking is I have to finish this water bottle. So I try to drink 3 of those a day. So it's 1.5 liters. And I sweat a lot, so during my workout, I was drinking some electrolytes because I felt actually a cramp coming up for my leg during my leg session. So to prevent that cramp, I drank some electrolytes. I'm gonna finish that water right there, and then I should be able to go inside by about 6:15, 6:30, and have meal number 1. So I will catch up with you guys when I finish my cardio and I go inside for meal number 1. So stay tuned. So it is currently 6:49. I gotta be a little quiet because obviously Cassie and Adeline are still sleeping. My goal was to have my first meal at 6:45, so I'm technically on schedule. But I showered, did my hair, and then obviously made meal one, which meal one is very simple. All it is 8 ounces of almond milk, 1 scoop of microfactor, 1 scoop of protein. Today I went with the French toast flavor, which is absolutely delicious. And then 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 32 grams. It's quick, effective, and fast, which is all very important to make sure that you obviously hit your macros and your goals for the day. But then also it's a good breakfast to make sure that you get your protein in and you're not late to work. Because it literally takes me about 2 minutes to pull it all out, clean it, and then put it all whack. Because you never want to leave a mess for your wife. Alright, so the macros for this, I will put them on a screen. So this is meal number 1 going down. 311 calories, 28 grams of protein, only 11 carbs, and 19 grams of fat. Because again, today is a low carb day, so my carbs are going to be super low and my fats are going to be high. I'm going to shoot for roughly around 200 grams of protein. Again, my goal is to be right around 1900 calories because I am in a calorie deficit right now because I am trying to lose fluff. Obviously, to get in better shape, I'm trying to get down to 190, like I said earlier. So I'm hoping that by doing 1900 calories a day, I should be good. But let's give this a try. That's good. It's like French toast. It's like peanut butter French toast. So I'm gonna finish this, then I'm gonna go brush my teeth, pack up all my meals and everything, and then hit the road. Because even though it's 7 o'clock, or by the time that's all done, it should be about 7 o'clock, get me to work at 7:15, right on schedule. So let's go. All right, we made it. It is 7:05, which means we are heading to work. It's crazy to think I haven't done this like routine of waking up, working out, eating, changing, showering, all that stuff for 60 days. Because that is one of the benefits of being a teacher is you get summers off. And that's probably the greatest, one of the best things about being a teacher is you get summers off. Now it actually might be the only worst thing about being a teacher, which no one tells you about this. The worst thing about being a teacher is for the past 60 days, I've developed a morning routine that includes my daughter. So typically right now I'd be done with everything and I'd be sitting in my office, either gaming, editing videos, reading, watching shows, just relaxing. And then at about 8 o'clock, so about an hour from now, maybe 45 minutes from now, I would hear the bedroom door open. I would hear little feet come scurrying. And then my door would get blasted open by these 2 cute little hands. And she would come in and I say, "Good morning." And then she'd run and give me a hug. I'd give her a hug. I say, "How you sleep, mama?" She says, "Good." And I say, "What time you go to bed?" And she says, 9:30. And then she goes to the bathroom, and that was my morning routine. What a great way to start off every single day. And that's the worst part about being a teacher is I loved that part of my morning routine. And now I don't get that because I leave before she wakes up. So just an adjustment. But I'm gonna head to work. It literally takes me about 8 minutes to get to my job. Very convenient. And then when I get to my job, I might give you guys a classroom tour because I've never done that on this channel. And I've been told that I have one of the coolest classrooms on campus. So I might give you guys a tour and then you guys could let me know. Obviously you haven't seen other classrooms, but I'm gonna let you know right now, it's not your average high school classroom. So stay tuned. And we have officially made it to my classroom. So before I even get started with the day, I'm gonna knock this out so that I can get to actual work. So real quick, I'm gonna give you guys an overview of what my classroom looks like as soon as the students walk in. Here it is. So this is what the students see when they walk into Mr. Dettorre's classroom. So let's start with this wall. Obviously, this is a huge saying that I live by. Discipline equals freedom. And when you are in school, you gotta have discipline. Next thing we got a 260-day month calendar. I put all the events that's going on campus to get the kids involved and spirited. When I went to high school, one of the things that made it fun is how involved I was. So I put everything from picture day to certain games, certain plays, and try to get the kids to get involved in something, and then that way they stay out of trouble. Got the bell schedule right here, so they never have any excuse to be late to Mr. Dettorre's class. That's right. This is where I'm going to put all their actual work for all their classes in. This is my beautiful family. It is my screensaver on my computer. So now some teachers have mixed feelings about this. They say that you shouldn't let the kids know about your personal life. I do not agree with that. I am a firm believer that, and I heard this from my good friend JT Turner, if you make connections, you will make less corrections. Meaning if you're able to connect with your students at the beginning of the year, build relationships with them, it makes it a lot easier when it comes to disciplining them when they decide to be a donkey head and act out, because every student has to be a donkey head. So moving forward, this is my cell phone holder, because in my classroom, the only way you have access to your phone is if you are passing every single class with a C or higher. I am a firm believer that you should be rewarded for hard work. And if you do not work hard, I don't think you should be rewarded. That's my own philosophy, and it's my classroom, so I can do as I please. But what I found from doing this last year and implementing it, the kids that were failing a lot of their classes, there was a direct correlation between them failing and them always being on their phones in that class. So my thing is if you have a C or higher, you have access to your phone. You can be on your phone, I don't really care. And what I've noticed is that the kids that are passing all their classes are never on their phone. So the kids that end up holding their phone are never on it. And the kids that always want to be on their phone don't have access to it. I do. So I send out a contract at the beginning of each year letting the parent know like, hey, I'm going to have access to your child's phone during my period unless they pass all their classes. And I let them know this is their reward, because there's not a lot of fun things at school. So I got to take away the one fun thing they have, which is their phone. Most parents get on board with it, and then obviously I just let them know this is how you get a hold of me, and I give them my contact information. This is my command center at work. So this is what I look at all day. That's my main monitor where I do stuff, and then that is my main monitor where the kids see what I am doing. Got a calendar. First thing I got to do is go through with the students today and write down every single one of their birthdays, because I am a firm believer that you should celebrate every year of your life. And a lot of these kids, unfortunately, don't really celebrate their birthday. So when you're in Mr. Dettorre's class, guess what? I'm celebrating it, and I'm going to sing it to you. And I'm going to sing you happy birthday. And that is the only time that you will ever hear my golden vocals. The only other people that hear me sing and are blessed with my singing is Adeline and Cassie. And you could ask Cassie. She knows I'm a phenomenal singer. So anyway, back to the wall. This is what the students see. So I got like my Marvel section over here. Got my diplomas right there. Actually, that diploma over there is actually when I graduated from this high school. So I want the students to see what they're going to get when they graduate. That way they could visualize it, because I'm a huge believer if you could see it, if you believe it, then you could achieve it, which will make you see it. So I put the see it right there, and then they just have to believe it, and they could achieve it. Obviously, I got to have my motto at some point. The average person has no goals, blames others, complains, makes excuses. So that is really what I teach my students, is not to, definitely don't be average. So I got the don't be average, I got the embrace the suck, because that is what you're going to learn in high school, is to embrace the suck. And if you can embrace the suck when it comes to doing homework, listening to your teachers, and getting good at doing things you don't want to do, you will be very successful in life. And that is what I learned after I got out of high school. So my thing is, if I could teach these students to realize, hey, if you can get good at that now while you're here anyway, so for the next 4 years, you get good at embracing the suck, it will make the rest of your life a lot easier. That's my philosophy. And then I put this up, which actually a lot of kids like this. A lot of students like read this, and then a lot of students ask me where I got it. And then some of them even get like little ones that they put in their folder. So that's kind of cool. And then this is my books that will change. It's 7:30, don't worry, I got an hour before, or 45 minutes before I even have to be on the clock. This is my books that will change your mindset. So if any student asks me like, hey, what books would you recommend, Dettorre? This is where I point them, because all of these books have at some point in my life affected me in a positive way. Then we got the Chrome cart, because everything's, online. That's what we do now. So this is what the back of the classroom looks like. And then the last thing, which I may actually take down this year, be just because it is almost like a distraction, but the kids love it. And like a lot of students who I had previously will come to my class just to see this wall and what's on this wall. And what is on this wall is a mirror. So students will come here. This is actually where, I don't have a lot of rules in my class, but another rule that I have in my class is you cannot cuss in my class. I do not cuss, so I expect you not to cuss. And a lot of these kids don't know how to switch it off. So I help them learn when you can cuss and when you cannot cuss. And as soon as you come through that door, you can't cuss. If I hear them cussing, then I send them to this corner. I literally put 14 through 17-year-olds in the corner for cussing. I know, some people are like, that works? Yes, it works if you stick to it. So as they are in this corner, they're supposed to be looking at themselves, and above it, it says, meet the person responsible for your behavior, attitude, decisions, progress, grades, future actions, and happiness. So my goal is to have they look at themselves and realize you control everything that happens in your life, good or bad. So that is basically my classroom in a nutshell. And then this, August 7th, today's date, and then I always put 44 days until break and 180 days until summer. The reason why I put 180 days to summer, a lot of people are like, dude, you're already counting down the days, you don't like your job that much. First of all, no, that's not the case. Main reason I do this is so that students realize how fast the year goes, because a lot of students, when they come in, they're like, man, I could kick back, I don't have to do anything, I got a full year. No, Billy, okay? The year's gonna go by fast. So this countdown, I did it last year, and a lot of students were like, man, I remember when you had 180 days, 90 days, 60 days, it went by super fast. And now some of those kids I have again, so I'll be like, hey, this is why I'm doing it. So one, it's for the kids to realize you gotta lock it in every single day. Two, it's also for me. I got 180 days to make a difference in some kid's life. And I know a lot of people are like, as cliche or as cheesy as that is something that I take very serious. These kids, I never know what they're going through. So my job as a teacher, obviously it's to teach and give them an education, but at the same point, I take it very, very serious that I only have 180 days with these students to hopefully impact them and make a difference like certain teachers have in my life. So that is why I keep it up there. I know, it's kind of cheesy, but it works for me because I take it very serious. And then the last thing, this is what I look at every single day. This is what it's like to be a teacher. I just look out at all these little faces right here and do work. So anyway, all right, first thing on the agenda is I'm gonna look at my roster, see what students I have, and then obviously I gotta work on some IEP stuff, and then I gotta actually change out those pictures of my family and then create basically the first day syllabus PowerPoint that a lot of kids don't like about the first day. And I realize that, so I'm taking that into account. But it's 7:30, I gotta be on the clock at 8:15, so for the next 45 minutes, I'm gonna be doing some work, and then I actually will probably get my steps in. So what I do, as long as I have time for it, I'll walk before I'm on the clock. I'll do 20 minutes where I walk around and I read this book. So I'm constantly reading, but I'm reading constantly reading, and I'm always reading 3 books at a time. One of them is in my gym, one of them is right here, and then another one is right in my office, so that I read 3 different books a day, and I try to get at least 20 pages from each book a day. So this one I will try to get while I walk around my classroom, get about 20 minutes, get 20 minutes of reading, more steps, more reading. Because my goal for today, and as a teacher, I always try to get 20,000 steps a day. As of right now, I'm only at 12,756. So I got 8,000 steps. I'm gonna try and hit them before I leave for the day, because I know once I get home, I'm just gonna be playing with Adeline and hanging out with Cassie, and I ain't gonna be doing any type of walking. So let's get to work. All right, so first period is officially done. One period is in the books for 2023. So I am currently on my prep. It's about 9:32. So now I'm gonna have meal number 2, which I prepped this actually yesterday. And basically what it is, I will show you once it's done. But while it's microwaving, I'll give you the macros. So meal number 2, very simple. All it is it's gonna be 5 whole eggs and then a half of a sausage hot dog. That is it. Nothing fancy, but I actually cooked it the night before. And I know some people are like, you microwave eggs? Yes, I microwave eggs. It's not that bad, I'm used to it, and it helps me hit my macros. So the macros for this meal, 465 calories, 35 grams of protein, only 2 carbs, and then 35 grams of fat. So you can see, obviously, the protein is 35 and the fats is 35, and only 2 carbs. Again, this is a low carb day, and it is a very low carb day. Before the year started, I actually looked at my schedule and I mapped out when I wanted to be eating my meals. So if you remember, my first meal was at 6:45. That was intentional. My second meal is at 9:45, 9:30, because I know that's on my prep, but also I want to make sure it's like 2.5 to 3 hours in between each meal. And then for lunch, my lunch this year actually starts at 12:40, 12:42. So it's realist. It's again 3 hours from this meal. So let me show you what it looks like. Now, it probably doesn't look that good because, again, it's microwaved. Can you see that? Focus. Let me pull out a piece. So, again, I cooked this the night before so that it's very quick, simple, and effective. I was actually even thinking of possibly getting like a little stove. So on my prep, I could just literally fire up a stove in my classroom. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar-free ketchup, nothing crazy, but just enough to add a little taste to it. And then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what meal number 2 looks like. So you can see just some hot dog or some sausage and some egg. And for seasoning, I just do salt and then whatever seasoning I could grab from our cabinet and throw on it. That's how I do it. What I've also noticed by doing high or low carb days and having my fats increase, I stay fuller longer, which is nice. Because if you think about it, for meal number 1, it was just literally 1 scoop of protein and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. But it's enough to hold me over, especially I don't want to be getting hungry throughout the day, because if you know me and I get hungry, I'm not very fun to be around, and I'm around students all day, so I need to be fun. So I'm gonna enjoy this, do some work, and it is my prep, and then I will catch up with you guys for lunch. All right, it is 12:30, it is 12:45, which means it is time for lunch. And lunch, I am gonna keep it very simple and keep it very bodybuilding-esque. So let me microwave it real quick. All right, so this is meal number 4, which like I said is my lunch. So all it is 2 different items, almonds and chicken breast. I got 8 ounces of chicken breast, and I got 30 grams of almonds, which I keep in this little thing. All it is, I want to say it's the smoked ones. I don't know, they're delicious though. The macros for this meal, 423 calories, 58 grams of protein, so this is a big meal, 6 carbs, again, I'm very low on carbs, and then 20 grams of fat. So, like I said, it's 12:45, and surprisingly, I'm actually not that hungry. But like I said, when I have a lot of fats over carbs, I feel like I stay fuller longer. So that's why you gotta try things out. You gotta see if carbs work better with you, fats work better with you. I like carb cycling just because I feel like I get the best of both worlds. So I'm gonna eat this and enjoy this. And then for condiments, like I said, I'll put a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of mustard, but it just adds a little thing. I am almost done with my water, so I should finish this as soon as I'm done with this meal, which means I'm about 3 liters for the day. And I'll try to drink my 3rd one, like I said before. So I'll fill this up at the water fountain and then finish the rest before dinner. So almost done with the day. I got lunch, and then I got students coming to my classroom for 5th period. I got 6th period, and then we're done for the day. And that is the first day in the books. All in all, it's a good first day. It's funny, I remember having a first day of school as a student and being nervous and excited. When you're a teacher, it's like the same thing. You're nervous, you're excited. It's really cool seeing some of your students from last year. Got a couple people come up to me saying that they're bummed that I am not their teacher this year. Those are the good students. Those are the best students. So let me show you what this meal looks like. 8 ounces of chicken and then just almonds. So nothing crazy, but it works. It helps me hit my macros and keeps me on point. So this is literally how much ketchup and mustard I will put on this thing. So here we go. Count. Oh, I gotta open it. That would help. Yep. Don't judge. We've all been there before. 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon, 5 grams, has 0 calories. Teaspoon is very small though, so you can't go overboard with this stuff. So boom, 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 boom. That's it. And then for the ketchup, again, boom, 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 boom. That's it. So 0. This one has 10 calories in 1 tablespoon. So always look at that. Some people will be like, oh, there's no calories in it, but a teaspoon is a lot smaller than a tablespoon. So you got to be aware of that. But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this and then enjoy my 30-minute lunch before the students get to my class. But let me show you what this actual chicken looks like. I'm getting better at making it juicy. Look at that. Nothing crazy. A little almond. Can't even see it. Nice little crunch. And that is meal number 4. All right, that is a wrap on the first day back to school. It is currently 3:24, which means I am off the clock. However, I'm not gonna leave school right now because there is crazy traffic. So I usually wait about 20 minutes before I head home. So probably about 3:45 I will head home. In that time, that is when I eat meal number 5, I think I'm on. Whatever meal it is. This is my afternoon snack. This is what I look forward to just because it is so delicious and it's so simple to make. And what it is it's just simple Progurt. So it's 1 scoop of level 1 protein, which is Phorm. I do work with them, so if you guys are interested in any products from this video, just make sure you click the link below and you can help support the channel, help support me, and get great tasting protein. So level 1 is a meal replacement, so it's not going to be like a fast digesting protein like the one that I took after I worked out. So I take 2 different proteins. But I have tried all of level 1 flavors. All of them are good. However, my absolute favorite one is the blueberry. The blueberry muffin. I keep coming back to this bad boy. This one, if you could smell this, legit smells like blueberry and tastes like a blueberry muffin. I absolutely love this one, and it's the best in the Progurt. Wasn't really a fan of any of the chocolates, which I usually am a fan of chocolates. If I had to rate them, the blueberry, hands down my favorite one, blueberry muffin. And then it might be the red velvet cake. That one was really good. Tasted like a, I would say, red velvet cake. And then surprisingly, their strawberry one was really good too. So I'm a fan of the flavors for level 1 by far. So all in all, very good first day. Excited to be back in a routine. So I'm gonna eat this, and then when I finish this, currently I'm sitting at 18,428 steps. So what I may do is eat this and then just walk around my classroom for about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, try to get that 20,000 mark. And then I will head home and I'll show you guys what the rest of my day looks like. Oh, and one last thing before I leave school today. So I get asked a lot on my social media and on YouTube, do I take naps during the day since I wake up so early? And I'm sure I'm gonna get asked that question in this video if people do not watch up until now. So the answer to the question of do I take naps after school, what time do I go to bed, those are frequent questions. So typically I'm in bed by about 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, and then my alarm clock goes off at 3 every single day. Sunday through Sunday. I don't just take days off on weekends because I realize it jacks me up throughout the rest of the week. So I'd rather just wake up at 3 o'clock every morning, try to get to bed 8:30 or 9 o'clock. However, do I get tired? Yes, I absolutely get tired. I know that I only get tired though when I stop, if I stop and sit. So if I am feeling tired throughout the day and I feel like, okay, I'm gonna probably need a nap, what I'll do is what I realize, sometimes since I'm off the clock at 3:20 and I don't leave until 3:45, sometimes I will actually sit in my chair and take a little nap, and I'll set an alarm clock for 3:45. So 3:20 when I'm off the clock, close my eyes, doze off for about 15-20 minutes, and that is enough to rejuvenate me and get me going all the way up until 9 o'clock. So, but on days like today where I'm not really tired, I'm probably not gonna take a nap. I'm just gonna push all the way through and force myself to make sure that I'm in bed by 8:30 at the latest. So that is the answer to the question that I always get asked as I yawn. Yeah, that wasn't a very good selling point, but there you have it. Alright, so it is 5:32, which means it is time for meal number 6, which is my final meal of the day and probably my favorite meal. Maybe not my favorite. I don't know. It's one of my favorite meals when it comes to my low carb days. And it is what I call the hamburger bowl protein style. So basically what it is it's a bunch of lettuce. I did 8 ounces of lean ground turkey, like 3 pickles, and then I just put a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, and a little bit of light ranch dressing, and it is absolutely delicious. And the calories and macros for this meal are 501 calories, 46 grams of protein, only 9 grams of carbs, and then 31 grams of fat. So 46 protein, 31 fats, 9 carbs. So very, very low carbs. So I'm gonna eat this meal and enjoy this meal, and then I will let you guys know the final macros for this full day of eating. Oh, I almost forgot. Avocado. I put avocado on top of this. So it's like an avocado protein style turkey burger. That's what I'll call it. Alright, so it is officially 7:30, and I lied to you guys. I did not make it through the day without falling asleep. So Cassie and I were watching The Witcher on Netflix. We were catching up on that. And after 20 minutes of sitting there on the couch, I passed out. So did not make it. That's the only problem with waking up super early. I should have taken that nap while I was waiting to leave work. But anyway, so let's recap today's full day of eating on a low carb day and see how I did. So I track all my calories and everything in the first Phorm app. Again, if you're interested in that, it will be in the link or in the description below. So my total calories for today were 1,940 calories. My total grams of protein, 209 grams of protein, 42 grams of carbs, and 106 grams of fat. So that's another day in the books. So my plan for this week, I was thinking about it, since Sunday is, well, when you guys watch this video, technically you'll watch this video the day after my event. So since I'm trying to get to 190, what my plan is so today is the 7th. So tomorrow I'm gonna go a high carb day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm gonna go low carb day. And then Saturday I'll go high to kind of prep and get my body fueled, obviously for the event on Sunday the 13th. So my event's at 9:30. As for right now, that will be my cheat day. So I'm gonna earn every part of that cheat day. So we'll see. Let me recap my steps for you guys. How many steps did I end with today? The goal was 20,000. Ooh, nice. I hit 20,095 steps. So far today, I've burnt 3,566 calories, which that's probably what it's going to end at because I got about an hour before I go to bed. And then I'm at 20,095 steps. So I'm going to track this all for the week. That's my goal, is to get 20,000 steps. But all in all, it was a good first day of school. Feels good to be back in a routine of doing my steps, my morning routine, my workout routine, and just obviously my nutrition routine. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was like, again, a little behind the scenes of what my life looks like, my day to day. And then obviously I wanted to give you guys another full day of eating on what my low carb day looks like. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys like this video. If you did like this video, give it one of these. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I document everything from full day of eating, what it looks like to be a day in life, and then any event I'm training for, which right now this is another episode for the DECA series because I'm doing the DECA Strong, and then I'll be doing the DECA Mile in 1 month. So make sure you subscribe, and you guys already know the motto. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.